Well, now that the Dreyfus Commodities grain export facility is open at the Port of Greater Baton Rouge, it's time to look beyond just the dumping bin where they collect the grain and see the big picture. And by big picture, I mean global impact. For that, we turn to This Week in Louisiana Agriculture's Neil Melancon with The Bottom Line.
The Bottom Line is brought to you by the Cotton Board, strengthening the fiber of our industry, and by First South Farm Credit, financing rural America since 1933.
When you consider the impact the Port of Greater Baton Rouge and the Dreyfus facilities have here, of course you think about the economy of Baton Rouge, the farmers that are impacted, and of course the consumers. But one thing that does need to be considered is the impact it's going to have on every overseas destination this port touches.
Demand for grain in any given year goes up and down, but overall, both the world supply of grain and demand for it are on the rise. For Louisiana, that makes a significant impact as we ship out more of our grain overseas than the rest of the U.S. According to LSU economist Dr. Kurt Guidry, between 40 and 50% of U.S. beans and wheat, for example, are shipped overseas, while more than 80% of those grains from Louisiana are exported.
Particularly when you look at a high percentage of the commodities that we grow here in the state are exported. The ability to have an export facility here in Baton Rouge, closer to our major growing areas, is certainly a positive moving forward.
The other major impact this will have is increased competition for farmers' products. When prices at the grocery store rise, farmers themselves are insulated from this because there's generally a ceiling on how much they're paid by distributors. Competition for their grain in an increasingly demand-driven environment allows them a more reliable profit. While this may not benefit consumers directly, this means more money stays in local communities that goes to support so much of Louisiana's rural economy.
The bottom line is we've spent the last 2 years putting a lot of time and effort into this facility, and as you can see, there's been a lot of work done. Now, going forward, as Dr. Guidry talked about, there's a lot of economic impact it's going to have and hopefully benefit us all.
As Governor Jindal said, we're already seeing some benefits through added jobs. Thank you, Neil. And if you'd like to listen to Neil's daily radio reports on the Louisiana Farm Bureau Agri-News Network, for a list of stations where you can listen or tune in, just click over to our website, twilatv.org, and look for the LF Barn link on the homepage. Well, that does it for this edition of This Week in Louisiana Agriculture. Be sure to join us next week when we head back into Holly Clegg's Trim and Terrific Kitchen, where I'm sure Holly and AJ will be cutting up, turning up the heat, and all of those catchy cooking cliches you're used to hearing from our team of writers. Well, until then, you can watch all of our stories online on our website, twilatv.org. For all of us here at the Twila team, I'm Avery Davidson. Thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again right here next week.